We get weary. We doubt ourselves. We can connect with more folks, and folks build you pumped up and you ready. You motivated. But then you got to constantly get that on a regular basis. Constant education, constant information, constantly hearing things that you don't want to hear, constantly hear, criticism, critique me, critique me, and critique community, but critique in a way that shows that you lifting people up, and you just, you trying to get them, get those bad spells out, address that negativity, or eat better. You know what I mean? We need to eat better. We don't need to, messing with animals. If you have if we, we crush and we change their system, what system we gonna have? The same system? How we gonna go ahead? How we gonna have the same animals? How we gonna eat? Like the same rate. We gonna fuck up the entire planet. We ain't gonna have no system, so we can't fuck with the white patriarchy. We can't fuck with America as it is right now. We already got to be thinking like, how do we run in our system? How we running our system? How we coming around as as kings, as brothers? As sisters, how are we going to replace? Because if you don't, we will be doing the same thing. If you still eating chitlins, and I ain't just being specific to chitlins, I'm talking about turkey, I'm talking about chicken, so on and so forth. Do you know there are billions of poultry, which we call poultry, of animals with feathers, we're killing on an annual basis. So what's killing us is, heart disease. So we gonna put this aside. We know how to handle that. You know what I mean? When motherfucking, when these racists come up on us and shit, we know how to click clap. We know how to handle that. So we get our eating better. We training better. We having communication. We building with, with community. We call them. We checking in with people we building, and we're becoming more cohesive, right? And we're learning more. But this thing right here, this self-defense, this preventing people from putting hands on you, you know what I mean, in this type of grotesque way, like I would never handle anybody, you know what I mean, like that. Even if I was trying to put them, like really put them down, like I'm only doing that to harm you. I would only be putting my knee on your neck to harm, not to stop you from wiggling around, it is to harm you, so that's the only way that they could. So once we recognize that, oh, these racists on the force, then we know how to handle them. How do you handle racists without a badge and a gun? You knock them out. You lay him down. However you're going to go ahead and do that, you stop them from being racist against you, to trying to kill you, and like that way of just like, well, I'm going to befriend this racist. That's not going to work. I'm not going to bring certain things up. That's also not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and listen. That doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like I said, most of the folks who are being killed, knocked down, they don't be doing no organizing. It's not organ. So it's coming. So my point is, they're coming for any black man would have had a knee on his neck. That man wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't even struggling. He was just talking nice. Y'all want to talk calm. Y'all folks want, calmness. You want kind of that respect. Nothing was reciprocated. No act of kindness was reciprocated to that man. That if this was any other country, if it was any other company, and it was a people who are oppressing another people, America would be like, oh my God, I can't believe what's going on. Their human rights, record, is horrible. We'd be talking about that. We would even be saying, like, we got to go in there and bring weapons in there. We got to bring guns. We got to get an army. Bring the military. They need military support. We need to go in there, right? But white folks don't look at it the same way, and so we talking about white liberals as well. We like don't look at it at the same. Like, I'm reading this article, and one of the points they're trying to make their best is it didn't get peaceful. I mean, it went from being peaceful, the protest in Minneapolis yesterday. It went from being peaceful to being heated. It was a fucking supposed to be. If it had been some shit where we would just, and I wouldn't have had no respect for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know folks are waiting for, like, it's not a fucking parade, bro. It's not a parade, and they were going to the police precinct where they had killed this man. And I feel like people who don't, you know what I'm saying, who don't agree with that, I mean, I'm not going to try to, you know what I'm saying, force you, you know, to exactly, you know, fly in the wall, stop asking. Exactly. You know, like, why are you asking for dignity and respect? Why are you even demanding that? You know what I'm saying? We're walking on through. If you're going to stop me from walking on through just to build a life, just to build family, just to build community, well, it's gonna be it's gonna be hell. You know, you're gonna pay to stop my, you know what I'm saying, to put an end to my respect and the dignity that is owed to me. You know, just automatic off a living. You know, so anybody calling out for, you know, self-defense, you never wrong. You never wrong, right? If a woman had, you know, if somebody been threatening a woman in a domestic situation, and she'd gone for a weapon, we'd be like, we claim her like, hell yeah, that's right. You gotta go get the weapon, bring the weapon next time. That's right. Don't let them beat up on you. Get the weapon. You know, we need to be clear. We need to be totally clear who our friends, you know, actually are. My friends, my allies, well, they handling a weapon for me. They getting sustenance to me. They getting resources to me. You know, they trying to see if I'm all right before I even get really too bad. They trying to build with me right now. Those are the folks who know, like, if you know that Black Veg Fest will bring thousands to an event, we'll bring thousands to an event. We can organize some folks. Give us a resources. We don't have a huge budget. We'll still bring the people. We'll still bring the people, and we're gonna be bringing the people too. Everybody, you know, we're officially no longer under quarantine. Oh, we come in heavy. Don't even worry. Don't worry. People just really want that community building that we came in. The first thing they did say is that we want to eat better, right? So we asked folks, and the community told us, number one was, we had a list of different questions, a list of different multiple choices that they can choose from in terms of, like, why did they come to Black Veg Fest, or why did they look to go to Black Veg Fest. And this was for it was actually 2020. It was supposed to happen, right? And number one was people wanted to eat better. They wanted to learn. So the community wants to learn how to eat better, to learn veganism, right? So that's what that was. The second was they want to build community. So even outside of, like, eating food, like, Black people want to see other Black people. You know, they want to see other Black people. One, and then number two, they also want to just build and share communion. Like, we want to build. Peace to Vegan Soul Fest. So when I went to Vegan Soul Fest with Nadia last year, man, that shit was incredible. It was dope. It's dope. It was a similar vibe to Black Veg Fest. I felt like it was beautiful on the ground. A lot of Black people. And I was like, oh man, you know, and it's just that kind of community, you know, it's like, You want that. We thirst for that. We don't even get that. Think about it. Think about what it takes to try to build that kind of community. It takes resources, takes time. It takes you literally, when we do this, we literally think we got to be thinking more about the people, because some shits be free, right? Vegan Soul Fest was free. You know, Black Veg Fest was free, right? Like, in order to do this, you really got to be thinking about the people when the people are not even thinking about themselves. I'm going to say that again. In order to do this work, you got to be thinking about the people. Thinking when y'all are sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Organizers already thinking, you know what I'm saying? We're already building. We're trying to connect. How can we connect to, doctors? You know, we like, how can we connect to the folks who do STEM in our community? How can we connect to, athletes in our community? How can we connect to healers in our community? How can we connect to people who are, taking care and protecting the babies? So, like, when we do this work, understand, like, we're not all the same. Hell no, we not all the same, right? Because some motherfuckers, they can be black, have a totally different mindset, right? But when you're talking about all who do, this particular work and do these, these free events, it's almost like we're missing, so much. We miss the community, we miss the building, and we also thinking like food. Food brings people together, Naja, one of the co-founders on here. Peace, Naja. We have been thinking about the people when they're not even thinking about themselves. Exactly. Always, So we were supposed to, so we normally have ours the second weekend of August. This would have been our third one, just the third one, right? And we were looking to do, better numbers than last year. Bring the community out. We already had the Brooklyn location for August, second annual. So, however, we are going to we're gonna figure out maybe a smaller situation. We're still looking at, because we're still in quarantine. We're still trying to be safe. We got COVID-19 that's out there. So we're gonna do something for Brooklyn, right? We gotta do something for Brooklyn. We missed out on doing something for the Bronx, and we had best numbers than we've had for Bronx last year. Last year we started the Bronx. That happens in April. And so we had to cancel that. And trust me, that hurt, because oh my goodness, the space that we had in the community that we were going to serve. We were talking about the South Bronx. Everything ready to go. And the location was working with us and everything. But I was like, you know what organizers got to do, on to the next one. We building, and then so I can't wait to get on the talk with Naja. So we talking with folks from Vegan Soul Fest, and we talking with folks from Vegan Street Fair. These groups, and we the baby, and Black Veg Fest gonna be there. We the baby of it, and we all bringing. We bringing thousands of black people, people of color, lots of vegans, into one space. You know what I mean? So it'll be a excellent conversation. So that's happening Sunday, 6 p.m. That's happening Sunday. Naja, where's it going to be happening at? Definitely love folks. So we got 3 Veg Fests, coming on there. 2 Veg Fests and 1 Vegan Street Fair, but they all the same. So they pretty much, we all Veg Fests, basically. Even though Vegan Soul Fest, that's a Soul Fest. But it's all vegan events. Is vegan events where we meet the people. So I definitely I can't wait for that conversation. Listen, that's gonna be, people ask me all the time how to build and do this, and it's like, and I know they ask folks, I know they ask now of a vegan, because I done asked. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be an incredible conversation. You know, Breonna Taylor, you know, George Floyd, you know, like we need to understand. We already saving animals. We're already committed to saving animals. We want to see other folks' commitment to see our commitment. We want to see our own commitment rise. You know what I'm saying, to saving us. You understand? So what I think what a lot of white folks don't get, white vegans might not get, you know, definitely a lot of them don't get, is you have a special understanding, you know, about veganism, you know, and species, right? And speciesism. You have not checked your own species. So you understand that, you know, dogs, cows, you know, need love, have a space for love, pigs, so on and so forth, right? However, you're not recognizing within your own species, you know, what you do to everybody who's not white. Everybody who's not white. You know, we just getting a special, black folks are getting a special horror, you know, what's happening, you know, in America. If a man could be, if that cop could be seen on camera, know that the camera is on him, and still keep his knee, and they had other cameras going on too, just so y'all know, he on that black man's neck, life. Understand something. You know what I mean? You seeing that, you just really don't give a fuck. You just got a maybe it's a nutty fetish. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a nutty fetish. You know what I'm saying, for animals. You know, I'm just being intersectional about the situation. Like, we don't have to, you know, exploit animals. Simple, you know. So that's pretty clear. Let's be clear. Thank you, Naja. But where you broadcasting? Are you broadcasting from? Is it going to be from Vegan Soul Fest? In any case, if I don't get an answer, then once I get it and I get all the information, I'm gonna send it to y'all. But this is happening next week, Sunday, y'all. Happening Sunday, 6 p.m. So I can't wait for that. You know, that conversation. Like, anything y'all can do right now. What's sufficient? You know, like, what is actually sufficient? Like, what do folks actually, you know, want to see? Like, let's be honest. Like, what to see? Because I want to see these motherfuckers, like, get the, you know, like, if are they gonna be locked up forever? You know, if that dude is locked up forever, you know what I mean? I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all gonna ride on the dude and just take him out, you know what I mean? I'm with that as well. So we be clear, you know, I'm with that. What I am not with is the dude getting like just 10 years. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else who kind of like did something, they get 3 years and then they be off in, like, I don't know, 18 months, you know, whatever the case may be. Nah. No. You know what I mean? It's like, when will folks actually get that they're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, when? You know? So, when are folks gonna get, you know, it would be good as well. It's just like, I don't truly trust the system to really, like, you know, to do the proper thing. Like, I feel like if they get in that system, I feel like they're going to be... Until I hear something else. Until I hear, like, nah, he's going to such and such, and I can tell you the number. And he coming right here. You know, in general population. Right? If that's going to happen, and we know, then fine. But how am I going to... wouldn't be able to rest on that? Because what's going to happen? Like, their own police union is saying, don't rush to judgment. They're like, don't rush to judge. Yeah, that's just a slap in the face. Like, don't rush to judgment. Like, we watching the situation. We're watching it. You know? It's almost like they want us to act like maybe we're lying. Maybe we're lying about what we're seeing, you know, or being lied to, you know, about what we're actually viewing. And they said don't rush to judgment. But one of the things I want to leave y'all with is this. Some of these media outlets are going to dehumanize some of these protesters, you know, so-called violent protesters, right? Focus on the protesters throwing rocks. Dude just killed somebody. They mad that we throwing rocks at them. Okay. All right. And then also what they using stun guns, they using rubber bullets, they're using flash grenades, they're using tear gas. So they're using all those different things. They didn't use any of that shit in any of the states where folks were white people were protesting at the state office building, right? So in whatever in the main city, and then what particular state, gun carrying states, they came in there with weapons. They came in there with high grade weapons. They came in there with yelling directly at the cops in their face with their weapons here. Nobody was stunned. Nobody came in there. They didn't even look threatening. They didn't even try to look threatening to the white protesters. Remember that. And so they were pressed for governor's laws. The governor said have quarantine, practice social distancing. The cops could be right there pretending to do their job, right? Nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to these white protesters with their weapons out, yelling. And I want y'all to just compare that situation, like, and also to the protest that's going to be coming up at 4 at that murderous cop's house. His name is Derek. That's one R. That's Derek. And last name Chauvin. Chauvin. His address again, where protesters will be at, is 7517 17th Street North, Oakdale, Minnesota 55128. Much love and respect to everyone who's going to be on the ground there. Send them a lot of love and respect. You know, folks they're taking your energy, they're taking my energy, and they're hitting the streets. Right? They're hitting the streets, and they're prepared to answer, you know, to and for this social situation, you know, in on our behalf. Essentially, they're taking, you know, our anger, our sadness, our remorse for the loss of life, you know, and they're channeling that to the streets, going to that cop's house. What is better than that right now at this particular time? I try to think, you know, in terms of the different things that I might have been a part of, or I might have learned through different organizations. Some more strict than others, and I say that's an excellent move. Like, yeah, people gonna call for you know, him being in prison. Make these motherfuckers nervous. Keep them afraid and scared. That That motherfucker was arrogant. You know, he was arrogant as he just ignored not just the people who were asking him to, have some, compassion for the brother who's on the ground. There's no compassion, so we ain't offering you any compassion either.